Hey there, back with Nicole. So I wanted to go back to the whole mental health hospitalization, rehabilitation situation that we spoke of a couple episodes ago. And I feel that it's important to discuss that there is a difference between a mental health hospital and a mental health rehab facility. And it's important to know the difference because when you are in need of care, you need to know what level of care you need. And you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you're going to be harming yourself in the name of helping. So I say that because a mental health hospital is a hospital, definitely more jail vibes there, highly secured. It's a short-term situation. It's an intensive care, to stabilize severe symptoms. They're there to ensure the safety of patients who pose a threat to themselves and possibly others. When you go there, you're in need of medical assessment, medication management, crisis intervention. I mean, if suicidal ideations are running so strong and you really, really, truly feel that you cannot keep yourself safe, or you're having homicidal ideations and you cannot keep other people safe, then yes, hospital ERs, mental health hospitals, they're places that you can go for those things. Now, this is tough because this is about level of care, right? And you have to understand where you are in your crisis and where you are in your illness. And so, in my opinion, a mental health hospital is for those who are suffering from acute psychosis, suicidal ideations, other acute mental health crises that are on the more severe level. Okay. And so if you're just kind of having a little, you're a house mom and you've got 3 kids and you're being pulled in too many different directions and you just kind of need quiet time to regroup and learn some skills and focus on you and quiet the noise, please don't go to a mental health hospital. That is not going to be beneficial for you. You're going to see things that you're not going to be able to unsee. You're going to experience more trauma than working through trauma there. So, but again, if you're in really bad condition, then going there is better than nothing at that point. So please keep that in mind. So, a mental health rehab facility is a completely different world. It's a long-term recovery situation where they are teaching you coping skills and fostering self-reliance and promoting healing, and you're in a stable environment where there's no guards, and it's so much different. Okay, it's a personalized plan designed to heal you. It's nurturing and supportive atmosphere. It's designed for growth, healing. You spend weeks to several months there. Okay, this is a lot more of a comfortable situation. You have a comprehensive immersive treatment, and they gradually transition you back into daily life. So it's not as shocking than other circumstances where you go from a hospital setting right back into life. And then how is that for success? I don't know, because I know that the gradual transition was necessary and beyond beneficial, because you're just really raw after all of the really hard work that you're doing. I definitely want to speak on, the place that I went specifically, which I'm not going to mention their name. We're going to call them Facility X, but I did neurorehabilitation there, and that therapy was amazing. I remember them talking about neuroplasticity and how, when I was having the treatment, that was the time to really do something positive, I guess. And I don't know that they actually ever said that. I think that I started asking questions because other people were watching movies and listening to music. And so I guess I just wanted to know, like, well, what are other people doing? Like, what am I supposed to be doing when I'm here? Because there wasn't a lot of guidance as to, what am I supposed to do? I know what you're allowing me to do, but what should I do? And so they started talking about, how retain more and you understand better and you have more clarity and I don't know. So all these things that they're saying, I'm like, well, what is it that I've always wanted to learn that I've always struggled with or never really, tried, but would love to? Oh my gosh, let's learn Spanish. So I would go into neuro uh, with my Duolingo. Probably shouldn't have said that, but yeah, there's other apps that you can use. That's just the one that I use, and I don't know if it's good, bad, or indifferent. It's just what I had at the time, and I did pay for it, so you have to pay for it. But I would go into my neuro sessions and I would be doing my Duolingo. And there came a day when, people would kind of laugh at it and, what are you doing? And, oh, do you do that every time? And it definitely became a conversation piece. And, and then there was a day when one of the techs was like, wait a minute, what level are you on? And I can't remember what level I was on. Let's just say I was on level 7. And she's like, "Oh my gosh, I've been doing it for X amount of months and I have not been able to get that far. How are you possibly that far in just a short period of time that you've been doing it?" And I'm like, "I have no idea." I said, basically for whatever reason, I am able to really understand this. It makes sense to me. It flows. I am I'm able to I'm able to retain it. And then I've been speaking to my housekeeper, which that's actually why I started doing wanting to learn Spanish. Actually, was because I had a housekeeper that did not speak English and so sweet, and I wanted to be able to communicate with her. And I'm trying to use the translate thing on my phone, and it kind of worked, but it very impersonal. And so I thought, geez, let me utilize neuro to learn how to speak Spanish to my housekeeper. And so it ended up being a very nice relationship that I built with this woman, and I think she really appreciated the effort, to be quite honest. And so but back to hospitalization, the neuro was amazing. And the premise, I believe, is that when you've got these neural pathways in your brain and you are born a certain type of a way, and after you have life experience, those neural pathways, if you experience trauma and repeated trauma, they kind of diverge and they create different avenues. And those avenues are not how the brain is designed to function, but it is how you learn to adapt to the environment. And so it is believed that you can reprogram or, reprogram, redesign those pathways or bring them back to that place that you once were before all the trauma. And so I do believe that it worked, and I think that you kind of go back. I don't know. I definitely feel like I could use a touch up for sure. Problem is, it's very expensive. I cannot remember how much, but I know it's a lot. And so freaking interesting. Like, I would definitely love to learn more about the science of that. But that was one portion of the treatment that I definitely appreciated and enjoyed. But there were so many different dualities. There was holistic approaches and root cause focused approaches and a lot of education and a lot of groups. And I think that the overall experience was just necessary. Like every element, from the staff to the other patients to the program itself, and the staff, I don't know that I can say enough about the staff because they have got a tough job. Like, we are definitely not easy people to get along with. And if you're inpatient and you're having a bad day, I mean, I think like we feel real free to have a bad day in inpatient. So those poor therapists, God bless their whole souls. But it was the whole experience that I want to speak on. I have relationships with the other clients. I was hospitalized at facility X back in January of 21. I think I got out in April of 21. So I spent about three and a half months there. And the relationships that I built with those people, I mean, these are lifelong friends that I will have. Excuse me. And we shared something that was so beautiful, moments of just intimacy and rawness and just, and for the first time, I didn't have to do it alone, and I didn't have to be ashamed of my experience because there were other people who had lived similar horrors. And all of a sudden it became okay to talk about it. It became comfortable to be in that space. And I remember that there was this moment that, man, I'll never forget this, but I will certainly not mention any names, and I will not even I will not even share the story. But just to give you, an idea of the power that these places have. So, these groups were sitting amongst, I'm going to say about 20 people in this group, male, female, both. And, there's this one person in our group that has not done a lot of sharing, definitely has walls, and is not in a comfortable sharing space. And that's fine. Definitely was angry, and there came a point where their anger was kind of infringing on maybe group safety almost a little, and so they got called out. And in the moment of them getting called out, it was almost like someone came in with a freaking sledgehammer and they started breaking away those bricks at foundation level. And this person was, of larger stature, and definitely not somebody that, you would mess with. And all of the sudden, you did not see that stature anymore, and you saw that exterior crumble. And there all of a sudden was just this very real, sad, scared, damaged, hopeless, helpless human that knew they wanted to get better but didn't know how. And they really truly felt that this was the moment for them to disclose why they were there, what it was that was hanging over their head, that monkey on their back. And when they shared that story, as a group, we wept. As a group, we celebrated. As a group, we supported. It was one of the most beautiful moments I've ever experienced in my life, where you got to see, like literally see, the process unfold for someone. And you saw growth through the most uncomfortable situation. Truth. And so I suppose my point to all of this is that if you are looking for some type of assistance, please be aware of what it is that you're looking for. Do your homework. Always be proactive so that you don't have to be reactive. If you're not feeling well, start looking into these things before it becomes a crisis situation. Start talking to people. Talk to your medical provider, your doctor, the nurse, friends, family, your priest, your pastor, teachers, whoever it is that you need to go to. Please just talk to someone, because that is the beginning of action, is the idea. And then we give the idea a little bit more energy by speaking about it. So, moral of the story is know what you need, speak about it so that you get what you need. And until next time, my friends, it was an absolute pleasure.